Hey everybody, Andrew Hutchings with you here today. Still not a doctor, still tired. Um, uh, Not recommending you to do drugs. And today I'm going to talk about the fact that steroids make you look weird. That's right, I said it. Steroids make you look weird, not good. They can make you look good, but the problem is that the optimal aesthetics of the human body, at least in my opinion, is the human body at its optimal healthy state without drugs. Now, it's not because it's without drugs, it's because the human body is not supposed to look like it does if you take a whole bunch of steroids and human growth hormone. It's unnatural. So maybe it's just my opinion that how the body's supposed to be, like if you're healthy and active all day and using your body, like the human body is supposed to be lean. It's only through selective bodybuilding training that you can even get some more bulk to it. Like in some photos, I look very bulky, and I am a more bulky person when you add on the muscle plus some fat that I have. I'm looking in the mirror at myself, if you're wondering. But musculature-wise, if I'm at a low body fat, I'm still very lean, slender, because that's how the human body is naturally. Now, there are some exceptions. Some people are going to get very big and bulky, but purely based on their musculature, underneath all the fat and everything, they're still rather lean and slender. Now, not all people are going to be extremely slender, but it's completely unnatural and not how the body's supposed to be when you see these steroid guys that are just like all blown up. And to me it looks like one of those cows that has the knockout for myostatin, or a cow that they give trenbolone. But yeah, it's just not how it's supposed to be. And it's kind of hard to explain what I see in my head, but like, I guess a good way to go by it is like the midsection. Like when you take a bunch of steroids, even your midsection, all those muscles are just growing so much. But that's not what it is exactly. It's just everything combined. When you just get this look like you're like one of those cows that has the knockout from myostatin or is on trenbolone. It's just, I don't know the best way to put it. It's just not how it's supposed to be. It looks ridiculous. I said it. Gigantic steroid muscles look ridiculous. It's because it's not optimal for the human body. It's not good for health. It's not good for fitness. That's right. Believe it or not, the fitness level of somebody on all those steroids and huge is lower than the fitness level of some guy that has half the muscle and is super lean. Now, there are some people out there who use steroids and are not gigantic and unfit. And there's some guys out there that are gigantic and not unfit. But still, the human body puts strain on it to have so much muscle. It's just not optimal. It's not wanted. Yeah. So, and also I was making a video earlier today about steroids and how maybe I'll take some in the future, but if I ever took steroids, I'm never going to try to go for like a Mr. Olympia look. Just don't want so much muscle mass. It's just not meant to be. Maybe you disagree. That's okay. Doesn't change the fact that the human body isn't meant to be that way, but you can think that it looks good. Looks are subjective. What is not subjective is the fact that the human body is not supposed to be so gigantic, and it's not good for you. Yeah, I'm still tired and kind of out of it. So yeah, maybe leave a comment about what you think looks the best. Personally, I don't even really like these classic physiques. I don't think they look quite right. I think guys back in like Arnold's time looked the best. And I'm not just one of these people. Oh, they rather every bodybuilders can't be as good as them. No, there's just to me at least, they look more natural. And then you get all these people go, oh, they didn't take that little tiny bit of steroids, they were taking 10 times that amount. But it actually would make sense if they really were taking just little doses of steroids, because, well, you maybe can't see it because my body fat tends to be too high, and also I have kind of narrow shoulders, and I'm not the tallest. Not that all of them were tall with super wide shoulders. Actually, that's more of a new thing. But yeah, sorry, I'm just criticizing myself too much. But I see in myself a lot of the same attributes of like their truly classic physique. There's just something about these new classic physique guys that maybe just all the drugs combined just alters the physique too far from how it should be naturally. It's not simply about muscle mass. Like, yeah, that is the biggest thing, but even if they had the same overall muscle mass as someone that actually, a bodybuilder like from Arnold's days, it would still look different. And that muscle mass would be differently distributed, because the more drugs you use to enhance your muscle building, the more systemic that muscle gets put on you. So if you're natural or just using a little bit of steroids, it's mostly going to go to areas you train. So you selectively train all your body parts to have them in the right proportions that look the most aesthetic. But if you're using more steroids, then say even if you never try to train, like the sides, not your obliques, like maybe they are called your obliques, but the real side parts, not the part of the side that goes into the front that has that cool fish scale look. But yeah, that will get bigger. Just the people, just like their whole figure grows instead of just the muscles. Maybe that's from the human growth hormone. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. That whereas a natural aesthetic physique, the musculature has grown. The individual muscles have all grown, but proportionally to each other. But not truly proportionally. It's not like every single muscle in the whole body has grown the same amount. What I mean by that proportionally is proportional in an aesthetic sense. So biceps should be slightly disproportionately big to create a nice, like, two bumps going up. Like, you have the peak of your head plus the peaks of your biceps. And then your arms sticking up, so it's like arms, then the biceps are sticking up, then your shoulders kind of, but not really, and then your head's in the middle. It creates a certain dynamic when you have like arm, bicep, head, bicep, arm. And then like the midsection muscles should be trained less, that way it tapers in the midsection, you get thinner there. It's hard to really truly explain it all in words. I can't even explain it in words to myself. It's just something I see, that these modern classic physique guys even do not look anything like the physiques of like Arnold's day. And I think that people back in Arnold's time did use less stuff, because I don't look like these classic physique guys. Even if I trained my whole life, I don't think I would look quite like them. They just don't look right to me. The more drugs you take, the more you alter your body and take it away from how it looks naturally. In my opinion, guys back in Arnold's day looked more natural. Of course they were using drugs. Of course they weren't just using micro doses. But maybe they were using small doses rather than massive doses for systemic, full body growth of muscles you don't even use. Or maybe you do use them, but I hope you get my point. And then plus, the more drugs you use, the more it can change the collagen, your skin, everything. In the muscles, there's tons of little tiny changes that happen when you're building muscle on drugs rather than naturally. And they all compound together to equate to a natural, in my opinion, less aesthetic look. You should have... I think it looks much more natural to be like the guys in Arnold's time. And when I have a thin physique, In my opinion, I look like a scaled down version of them. Someone just texted me. So I hope you like this video. I know it's kind of just ranting, and I know I'm tired also. But yeah, maybe that gives you some food for thought. Like maybe you don't want to imitate these guys. Maybe you do want to look more natural. Maybe looking more natural is better. Perhaps you realize that the human physique can look really great without drugs. Like think of all these Roman and Greek paintings and sculptures. Like they weren't basing it off people on human growth hormone, steroids, SARMs, insulin, stimulants. They were basing it off natural, slender, fit guys. They weren't huge, but their muscles looked good. Those physiques looked good in the paintings. And now, of course, you can go, well, the people didn't really look like that when they painted. It doesn't matter if they... That's a completely different argument, but the point is, at least what they drew as being the most aesthetic, I believe still, for the most part, holds true today. Because humans are naturally drawn towards signs of health. It's like when you see a girl and she has red cheeks and lips and stuff. It's a sign of health, just like big breasts are a sign of it can feed the child well. Just like wide hips, the child can come out well. That's why girls are attracted to fit guys, because better... I mean, it's not as relevant in today's society where you can sit behind a computer and make a living, but these things are ingrained into us from millions and millions of years. We can't just change them or get rid of them, and they're not going to go away. At least if they are going to go away, it's going to take a super long time, but they might not necessarily go away. So that's why I think that the optimal human physique does not change with time. Please like and subscribe, and hit me up on my Instagram, nat_true_fit for natural true fitness. We'll unlock the secrets of the human body, get the most out of your time and money, your diet, everything. And a lot of changes can be made. So much can be done with what you already have and without drugs and everything. But if you want to use drugs, use drugs. I don't care. I'll help you with whatever you want to do. Please like and subscribe and hit me up. I'll make sure you get a lot of bang for your buck.